So we have a lower high at the moment for Bitcoin. This is slight danger, guys. We need to speak about this today in today's show. And then what we've got to speak about is what is going on. It kind of feels like the market is getting very annoyed. And we have these crazy meme coins doing absolutely incredible things. We're going to speak a lot today about these meme coins and what we should be doing because it kind of seems like the market's sitting here and they're getting annoyed. They're getting really annoyed. They're like, you're not moving. We're not doing anything. We just want to make money. And now all of a sudden we have tons of money coming into the meme coins. And 𝗕𝗚𝗃 is one of the perfect examples of it. You know, looking at this token and the amount that it's been doing, you know, we're sitting in the top 100. Top 100 is what it's ranked right now. So guys, we need to see where are we in the stage right now that meme coins just come out of nowhere and the whole market's still sitting flat. Now, we've got a slightly lower high within Bitcoin, which we said is a big thing that we need to get above. We're still above the support, so it's very important that we hold support. If we don't hold support, we can be looking at a bigger pullback in Bitcoin. But what we have secondly above that is we also have the Bitcoin dominance making a lower high too. So what it's basically saying is if there is a big correction coming for Bitcoin, and will it be FOMC? You know, there's a lot of news coming this week. It looks like it's going to be a big Bitcoin correction as things stand. But we have not broke support just yet. So the big question is, you know, sitting and looking at memes now, should we be keeping ourselves busy with memes? And we're going to go through all of that now. And secondly, we have to zoom out and remember now, like what altcoins are still cheap. Yes, we're looking at the 2-3 months right now for the little alt season and all these little things. And I've been waiting for and I've been loading up on. But I sat last night and I was like, I zoomed out and I remember when I just started in the journey and I watched how Bitcoin went and the area where it literally ran all the way from 10,000 to 30,000. The altcoins hardly moved throughout that whole entire time. And it's also thinking like, holy shit, I am not ready if this bull market starts right now. I'm like, I need more. And what I want to speak about today as well is the 2-year, 3-year views of a lot of these altcoins. I think it's very important for us to also zoom out and say, like, is render cheap right now? Is it good to still accumulate? It's on fire right now. It looks like it's amazing. But still very far from all-time high. Is injective protocol cheap right now? Is 𝗕𝗚𝗃 cheap right now? Is Dogecoin cheap right now? There's a lot to talk about, guys. No more wasting time, Josh. Let's get into the show.
Click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗃𝗧. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗃𝗧. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click. Enter the sniper.
Banter fam, hope you had a fantastic weekend. Happy holidays to everyone that's holiday today. We have in South Africa, we got a public holiday today. I know in the UK there's some holidays there too. So well done on jumping on quickly. I won't make it too long of a show, but it's very important for us to stay consistent throughout the time. As you can see, I started to get a haircut. I took this last week. You know, the week before I had a bit of a body burn and all these sort of things. So last week I started slowing down slightly and just getting the head in the right place. And I would say the big thing to you guys too is start a few small things. So I started these cold water swims in the ocean. I think we got 10-degree water here. Craig, how cold's the water? You're on mute. I think it's 10 degrees.
Yeah, 10 degrees, enough to make you shiver and shake, eh?
Exactly. So I started those things. I went shopping. I had my whole family like put me down and they're like, Sheldon, you've like spoiled us and you've helped us so much in the last years. Like, we've just loaded this card and you're only allowed to spend it on you. And it's like, no, guys. And I even offered money. Come, you can also buy stuff with me. They're like, no. And I've had like a whole group take me through to the shops and get myself some stuff, which I haven't done in a long time. even the cold showers, guys, in the morning, cold shower, all these sort of things. And then I've been doing like the midday fasting as well, and all these sort of things. So guys, it's just so important. Please do me a big favor. Is the market is at a place where it's demotivating, definitely, but it also can take a little bit of time, and just use this time to just get your mental state to a whole nother level. Please do that, guys. You do not want to be exhausted for any massive move that comes. Market wakes up, explodes, and we're going to go through that now. You have to be there. You can't exhaust the entire self out now, as well as you can't sit and waste all of your money. By the way, guys, smash the subscribe button to join the family. If you're part of the family, smash the like button. And remember, just before I jump in, the trading competition has begun. I've only just begun. I haven't even been trading yet. I took a lot of time off, but I'm ready to get going. As you can see, I'm literally just sitting flat at the moment, but there's some guys doing well. Incredibly good, guys. Well done. You know, it's good to see that this is one of the most successful competitions we've been running, where people are holding a lot better than what they've done previously. So remember, if you go below and you have a ByBit account and you want to be part of it, you just click on the register to the competition. We have a Tesla up for grabs, all these sort of things. For me, this is just a great way for you to rate yourself. If the market goes in any direction, are you ready to actually take it on? Now, what I was saying as well about the mental strength, it's about not throwing away money too. And we have this big dog over here, and I think let's start with it now quickly. Who's in 𝗕𝗗𝗃, guys? Put in the comments there. Did anyone get 𝗕𝗗𝗃? I know Rand got it when it was around about, he was speaking about it, a 30 million market cap. And that was already like 100x or 1,000x up from the bottom. And now we're sitting at $547 million market cap. Like if we literally have a look, I think it's literally sitting at 82, guys. 82. That's incredible. Like it's insane, but it's also really, really, really bad. And I want to show you guys here quick. I know the market's getting, this is very clearly retail. Like it's very much. And one thing I am grateful for it and what I'm happy about it is shame. I think it has helped and changed a few people's lives. I just don't think they're going to sell. I think that's the big question. But Craig actually brought something up over here. And let me bring it up and show you guys. If you have a look here, it was literally what it was. This guy, right? This guy over here, he put in 0.02 ETH. Okay, which is worth what? I think it's 100. Must be like $50, $100. Now worth $3 million. $3 million off of like $100. So guys, that's crazy when these things come, and it's very similar to like the NFT run. And this is what Shibu did back in the day, and a lot of these tokens basically did, which is just showing the frustration, in my opinion, of the market. I remember that time when Shibu and them also came. It's like this quiet market, and all of a sudden we start this whole meme run. And what it definitely does is it does bring hype and money into the market. It definitely does. But this is very much a cash grab. Like, guys, there's absolutely nothing that's sitting behind 𝗕𝗃𝗃 at all. But what I do want to have a look at, let's go look at is this the actual chart here? Oh, wow. Yeah, let's have a look at this chart. Let's have a look. Guys, I suppose we've got to have a little bit of fun while we're waiting for the rest of the market to wake up. Before I speak about Bitcoin, like, look at this.
Put your RSI on there and go to like 4 hour and just look at the divergence. I mean, it's like mental. Absolutely.
No, there will be huge divergence here. This is just pure FOMO. That's absolutely just ripping through here.
The problem is that every one of those little wicks down is like 40%. You know what I mean? So it's like
no, it's true. So that's the thing. This is where it obviously destroys, because I'm sure a lot of people are interested now, just getting in and out within these things. But like, look at that. You know, literally, you know, this thing was 33% down previously. Well, let's look at that wick actually. So I'm going to speak about this in a sec, guys, but it is crazy to see, and I'm very happy. If you made 10K already, it's time to be very smart, brother. Let's have a quick honest chat about this, guys. Amazing, fantastic, it's great, it's all these sort of things. It's probably going to go to zero.
I believe 2,500 new 𝗕𝗃𝗃 contracts, 𝗕𝗃𝗃 derivatives, 2,500 new versions of 𝗕𝗃𝗃 out there.
Yeah. So maybe this thing comes like SHIB loaded later, or Doge. Doge also started in the same way, right? And these sort of things, maybe later. But what you got to remember now it's time where FOMO is coming in. Everyone's going crazy, and all these sort of things. Start laddering that bad boy out, take all that money and put it into quality. And I'm going to speak about that now. Now we have that big topic about sell in May. Sorry, Craig, you can jump on if you want to chat. A lot of people are speaking about selling May and all these sort of things. We're going to go through that. But guys, any of these meme coins, it's fantastic. It's amazing. But bank your damn profits now. Just start getting out, laddering out. Leave 5% for your gambler's mentality of maybe it goes to this much. It is now worth $500 million market cap. It is crazy up there. It is time, guys. Do not fall apart. This is just a meme run right now. It's amazing. I'm so happy if you've made money and it's made a big difference for you. But it's not your money until you take profits. Take profits or someone else is going to be. Come on, guys. Be very smart here. There's a lot of quality within the market, and that's where you can start diversifying a lot of that. So let's quickly jump in. We'll go through some more of the memes. Put some memes in the chat there, or what other memes you guys are in. I want to have a look. So, guys, let's quickly speak about Bitcoin. We got obviously the very important $31,000 range. Amazing. And then what we did is we obviously had a dip off. And then what we said was it's very important for us to make the higher high. We obviously had the crazy price action last week about maybe tokens hitting the market, Bitcoin hitting the market, all these sort of things that created that huge panic. It then got bought up very quickly and obviously made its way up. And now it's still important. So what we do have right now is, yes, we're still currently holding a higher low as it speaks at the moment. And we want to remain it that way. And the only way we do that is by definitely holding the $27,000 range to hold that low. Because we know slightly below that, you know, Bitcoin's slowing down. Market's slowing down. Everything's already slowing down. Okay, it's very clear. It's just about where is the support that it's going to bounce? Is it just going to, let's say, for example, form this flag? Because end of the day, you're just getting RSI's reset, right? Everything's just coming, calm down a bit. We've had a crazy raging move from Bitcoin. We did have altcoins. It got absorbed, but we'll speak about that in a sec. But now it's the question of, does Bitcoin just calm down like this? Get refueled, get ready for another big move, amazing, or does it calm down like this and go back to the really big supports that we have not tested since we broke out? And that I've spoken about it many times, 25,000, all these sort of areas, 200 weekly moving average. We have the horizontal supports, we have the big gap over there, and all these sort of things. And that's the big question. Now we got to look at the two options. The first option is we hold this higher low, and we do range for a little while. We have FOMC, and let's actually speak about that for a sec, because it's quite interesting when I looked at the futures chart this morning of where we actually are on the stock market. Like, what's going on? It actually looks pretty good. If we look over here, let me just draw the brand new trend over here. Here's the daily, and we've basically been having this pullback for a little while. And if you have a look over here, it looks like we want to possibly break trend to the upside. So if you look over there, now all of a sudden we have stock markets looking with a bit of strength. And we look at that and we're like, okay, whoa. So if we break this current little pattern over here, you know, where could this lead? You know, where could this get to? Now, we obviously got FOMC. That's going to bring a lot of the volatility and all these sort of things. But I know overall last week, all the results and that was a success. Yeah, smash the like button, guys. We're here every day and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling re-energized to push strong again and to keep going. My goal is just to stay strong throughout this year. That's the big thing. And to stick to the understanding of the market cycle. So important. But guys, if we look here, you know, if this does decide to move, you know, firstly, you have this little push up here. Secondly, you have 8% from all-time high. Imagine all of a sudden we have a stock market breaking all-time high and all these sort of things. And remember, we still have the Dixie sitting at these major areas where if it loses this low over here, just make sure this internet's in here properly. There we go. If we lose this major low over here, we have this huge gap to the downside. So again, you know, we can sit here and say, oh, it's annoying, Bitcoin's not going, altcoins not coming, all these sort of things. Like, we still have a very big bullish scenario that can play out, guys. Still very big bullish scenario, because look at the huge gap over here. And then I'll say it again when it comes to the USDT dominance. We have that huge gap, which can come at any moment, okay? This was the bullish scenario. This is what I spoke about, that trend line. This is when I know the big pullback's coming. And that's when I will start to change my thesis to say, guys, let's jump into Bitcoin. Let's protect ourselves. Is when this breaks. And right now we have not broken. And this is going to basically indicate for us that we already came through this long sort of uptrend. We've retested now, and technically we should go down. And if we lose this, remember what this chart is, guys. It's just tracking USDT. Just tracking the USDT dominance to see when people are flowing out of the USDT and in. And there's still that massive gap that I've been speaking about, which is this one over here. So until this trend line has broken, stays the exact same. I'm not an idiot to sell in resistance right now and all these sort of things. When it comes to this chart works in reverse and these sort of things. So as long as we hold that, exact same plan for me is staying and all these sort of things. So for me, Bitcoin, it's very simple right now. We just jump to the smaller time frames and just basically mark your chart out very, let's just get this load up here. There we go. Just very simple. Okay, we still have the opportunity of breaking as long as we hold the higher low. We hold 27k. We can accumulate here for a while. If we break this trend, we should attempt the high. If we break the high of 31,000, we have 34 to 35, which is a CME gap, and then we have the $40,000 regions. Okay, if we lose this 27, we then have the pullback. Now, what that will create is if you look at dominance right now, and you see the very simplicity of what the dominance chart is doing. It's basically replicating what Bitcoin's doing in this sort of sense. And what that basically means, this is why I still say, it does not matter for me, the altcoins still remain in strength. Is because if Bitcoin decides the big pullback, you can already see this huge engulfing here as soon as Bitcoin started that pullback yesterday. What that means for us is dominance comes down. If Bitcoin decides to go to 25k, dominance comes down. Okay? If we decide to break the high, yes, dominance goes up, but let's speak about that for a second. What that means for me is a very much higher valued sort of Bitcoin, very much. But ultimately, lower high right now, strength is still within Bitcoin. If the big pullback happens, a lot of it's going to happen within Bitcoin. And you can see it here very much clearly. If we decide to break the high and we start to shoot past through years, yes, we probably break the most important line for Bitcoin, which is a 2-year range that we've been playing with dominance. For up to 2 years. And yes, it does finally open up doors of us getting to the way higher levels. If that does happen, it's a $40,000 Bitcoin if we go to 53 to 55%. It's a $50,000 Bitcoin if we go to 60%. Now, a lot of people say, whoa, like, what do you mean 50,000 and all these sort of things? Remember this weekly chart over here? We have the two big gaps. The one gap is between the 30,000, 32. That's the area. We get through that. It's 36, 38. The next gap is the 50K zone. And remember, I want to remove this again. Let me actually get a chart so I don't remove it. And then here we go. If you go from the last rally, from the bottom, from the top to the bottom, we went to 618. So if I click that in there, we went to 618. If we take the same wave over here, up to bottom, 618, 50K. So if that dominance decides to rampage to 53 to 60%, yes, then I see 50K Bitcoin and anything like that, which is crazy. Frogs over dogs. Amazing, amazing. Now, guys, why would Bitcoin go on such a big rampage? It's because of shit like this, to be honest. You know, for me, it's like Bitcoin is here. He's basically the serious guy to be like, banks are collapsing right now. The whole old financial system is going to a bunch of crap and all these sort of things. Now's our time to shine. Okay. Then you got little idiots like PEPE and all these things that are coming to try to take the sort of thing. Like, why would Bitcoin go on a rampage for many weeks? I think if it sucks from all the altcoins for a long period, and I'm not talking too long, but I'm talking few weeks of just sucking and just dominating the markets and all these sort of things. I feel like people are going to finally realize who's the big dog, and the money's going to get out of the shit. And it's the same way if we go into depression. If we go into depression where Bitcoin decides to filter down. So if I bring up the chart over here, if Bitcoin decides to do this, it's for the exact same reason. Okay, is to filter out all the shit in the market. The fact that you have a meme coin coming and doing $500 million market cap just shows how much crap's still in the market and how people still think they can just spend money and just on all the stuff. Like, you're defeating the purpose of what crypto is actually here for. So for me, I actually want to give you guys this trend line as well. I spoke about on the weekend show. What happens if this was the trap? Okay. And reason being why I'm saying that is they did two different things when it came to the last bull markets. And for me, the big question is, and this is why I'm going to jump into the alts now and jump into the very high time frame view on these altcoins, is they trap us and they do something different every bull market. They do come slightly different every bull market. How did they trap us the first time? The first time they basically went, they made the lower high, okay, that everyone thought was going to continue, and they destroyed them over a good period of time. They had a bear rally that came in. Everyone thought, okay, we're going back again, because literally Bitcoin was sitting back at 14,000, and they absolutely sunk them out for a very long period of time. I give credit A lot of credit to the guys that survived this bear market. I take my hat off because look at that, guys. Look where we are. We're here. These guys went through that. Okay, but that's where they sort of rinsed them. Second time, how did they rinse them? It's because what we were thinking, market cycle. You know, these sort of things where you have a blow off top. So basically what happens is price goes over here. It goes, boom, blow off top, comes down, lower high, and then filters completely to downside. That's what we were used to. That's what we were waiting for. All right. And then what they decided to do was they decided to send this. Let's make them think here and then completely wreck them. So where they destroyed us in the last boom market was this higher high over here. So same sort of style of having accumulation, fast up, altcoins come next. Because remember, this was all Bitcoin. This was no altcoins. Bitcoin, altcoins. This was literally altcoins here. And this was the even bigger altcoin push over here. Okay. Now, how do they screw us again this time? And that's the big question. The big question is that, because are we going to follow the same cycle? Are we going to follow the same sort of things? So what we've done is I actually removed, and I saw this chart, and we removed this wick over here as we feel that this was a complete trap, a huge trap. And then what you actually get is a really good trend. And then you line it up to where we are now, and you're like, okay, let's take this horizontal over here. Let's take these exact horizontals. There's the major resistance, and this is the major trend line. And now we've literally hit it with 3 weekly candles in a row perfectly on that trend line. So I think this is a very important trend line, guys, because not only is it matching this big gap that I was showing between the 32,000 and up to the 40K is the next move. It's also giving us a trend of where we can get a really good weekly closeout to know when this is serious. And remember what it takes. It basically takes all the volume and all the fighting power here. And once it gets through that, it then starts to move naturally. And this for me, I'm sorry, guys, as much as we think that it is, I'm putting myself in the mental state here that people like to make money in this market. And the problem is with sharks and whales and clever guys, they're very hard to make money from each other because they're both smart. So yes, 1 or 2 of them will win, but they're both smart. Who do we make money off of? Retail, people that come in, PEPE, all these sort of things. Very easy to make money on those things. That's why last night you saw that 30% dump. Guys, it's people just selling off on your buys, selling off on your things. And every dip you buying, they selling off. So what happened over here is this for me is still smart money. And anywhere above here is where retail comes in. For me, there was no retail that really entered the market. Really, really not. And if you have a look, even at a little simple thing of fear and greed and all these sort of things, we're still sitting on 60. I haven't seen an extreme greed in a while. And all these sort of things, like I haven't seen it for a while. So for me, close out here. Now I think natural flow starts to happen. If people start hearing Bitcoin's 35,000, 40,000, 50,000, this is where I think retail come in and it absolutely shoots. And then possibly a dump off, slight depression, and then go into the next sort of phase. So for me, just put this trend line in over here. I'm paying a lot of attention to it. And it's basically saying that close over the 31,000 and things like that is a big breakout. And if that happens, fine, I'll allow dominance to move. Because I remember the last time that when this all happened, I was pissed off because altcoins weren't moving, but I soon realized that I was incredibly grateful. Now let's quickly jump into the honest facts of where we actually are. I've been speaking about alt season, okay? And I am. But I was also speaking about a 3-week, 4-week alt season. Let's make some money, guys. We haven't made money in a while, these sort of things. And for me as well, the mistake is actually zooming out and saying, whoa, like it's okay to make a shit ton of money in 2 to 3 years too. And we got to remember that because the timing is the hard thing right now. The guys, it's annoying. It's frustrating. The timing of when are these things going to go? And ultimately, if Bitcoin does decide to go to 50, 60K, we are going to wait a little while. Doesn't mean the altcoins don't move. Doesn't mean they don't move. Because think about it. When Bitcoin was 16K, Ethereum was $1,000 at the beginning of this year. Ethereum's nearly also 100% up. So is Bitcoin. Like the coins still go up. Phantom is still 150% up from the lows this year. So everything still moves up, but it's about when do they really exceed and when they really go to the next levels. And I just want to remind you guys, remember that portfolio? I sat last night and I was like, I remember through these times and I was like, holy shit. I just like relived this whole thing where I was like, this thing just went. And yes, we may still be in Bitcoin phase, but at any moment, this thing just goes. And how do they kill us this time? How do they make this bull market different than the rest? Same style, but how do they screw us? Is they literally go, because no one will like. And then I put the scenario. I'm like, what happens if I wake up and Bitcoin's 50K 2 weeks time from now? I'll be so devastated. I'll be like so devastated because I never bought enough, enough of what I wanted in the time, guys. And that's the thing. It comes, it goes, and then it's bear market for another 3 years again. And I don't think there's going to be a bigger bull market than the next one. I really, really, really don't. I think after that, it stabilizes. I think Bitcoin can even go near to half the market cap of gold, maybe even bigger than gold, and all these sort of things. So let's jump in quickly here. And I just want to remind you guys a very simple thing. I need you guys to make up your mind. Again, take your portfolio right now and make up your mind of what percentage of that you're trading this year that you want to make money, and what are you holding for 2 to 3 years. Do that today, okay? Because if you're worrying about a $22 Solana and maybe it goes to 15 on your 2 year, like, you're wasting your time. You are wasting your time. And the reason why I'm saying that is, like, stop allowing yourself to, you know, it's the biggest problem in crypto is we just keep throwing away our coins. You can ask Craig this. He gave away hundreds of Bitcoin in the last bull market. Hundreds of Bitcoins. He just gave them away because it was that panic. It was that fear. It was this allowing other people to trade your coins. All these sort of things. It's so many little errors that come within crypto. And you just give them away. And then you go through a very simple chart. And it's not even like taking it to all-time highs or taking it to anything like that. You know, you just get a basic view. But you look at a little thing like Solana. Solana can still fall 60%. To 80% from where we are right now. This is still my risk versus it going back to $100. It is still a risk to reward ratio of 1 to 5. Even if I buy as a 2-year holder right now, I buy, okay, and it drops 60 to 80%, it is still 5 times worse than what the reward is. Then it going to $100. Then it going to 100. If you take it anywhere higher, look at that risk to reward. I've literally taken this thing a 60% drop. Guys, you know how hard it gets when it gets here. This thing literally sat at $8 for like a few days, and literally 3 weeks later, it was back at $20. It gets so hard. If you think you're going to nail this exact bottom, you're wrong, because it's going to be so fearful. You're going to hear about every single. Remember, the exchange collapses. Binance is next. KuCoin is next. I had to take all my money out. Everything. Exactly, bro. Altcoins are also cheap this time, but risk to reward. So why are you panicking over these stupid little wicks and stuff like that and worrying about when this thing goes, where 2 years is where you really want to make the big part of your portfolio a lot of cash? So I just want to remind you again, a lot of these tokens, Solana is a huge DCA area. And if it gets cheaper, huge DCA area for your 2-year hold. But what you also don't remember, what you guys also don't understand is this. And this is what I'm trying to say to you. This can happen at any damn. There's a monthly breakout right now. May it come back in? May it not. What happens if this all of a sudden goes? Then what? Then what? I didn't buy enough. Now look what happens. All of a sudden, from having a 1 to 10 risk to reward, you're now a 1 to 2. Just by missing one candle pump like this, you get another one of those. There goes all of your risk, everything you work for, like on that stuff. Like, look how much it just sinks completely through the ground of where we're at. Okay. And what I did is I actually looked at the different ones. So the first one I want to look at quickly over here, guys, I just want to have a little bit of a zoom out on this session over here. And then we jump in, we trade the competition, we trade about when's old season, we go back to the shit. But for me, it's just stop wasting the opportunity of where we're actually at. Now, look here. First one, let's look at quickly Bitcoin. Bitcoin for me, too expensive. Too expensive. Even if Bitcoin goes from here and it goes to all-time high, your risk to reward ratio is 1 to 3 because you have an option. It's either going to come down to $12,000, maybe even lower, okay, or it can go to the highs of 69,000, if not slightly higher. But your risk to reward ratio here, so stop worrying about it then. Only when you see that this, let's say we do have the opportunity of Bitcoin and then it comes to 25, maybe even it comes to 20. Now your risk to reward is 1 to 4, 1 to 5. Great. Now go buy Bitcoin. Go wild. Amazing. Stop giving a shit what anyone else thinks. Stop giving crap what exchanges are going to fall and all these sort of things. That's where it's the good time to buy Bitcoin. In this phase over here within the red. Right now, no. It's too expensive. And that's what I'm trying to say within altcoins. Let's go look at Ethereum. Guys, it's such a simple tool. We're trying to be these Einsteins. You're trying to be smarter stuff. Like, it's very simple, this game, if you treat it very simple. If you want to make money, a good part of your portfolio is a patience portfolio and just a really good risk to reward on a very high time frame. You do that shit, you're going to kill it always. Okay. Now let's even look at Ethereum going to $800. Okay. $800 from where we are right now, or it goes to all-time high. You got a risk to reward ratio of 1 to 3.5. It's okay, guys. It's okay. So what they say with risk to reward is 1 to 3 is your minimum. I like to say 1 to 5. 1 to 5, then I'm getting a really good entry. Where would I have to get this for 1 to 5? It means I'd have to get Ethereum at 1,600 to 1,700 for 1 to 5. Okay. But right now it is a 1 to 3. If you're happy with that, remember, I'm not even talking about where it goes in price discovery. I'm not even speaking about that. I'm speaking about where we are right now. It's okay to slightly DCA and ETH at this now. 1 to 3 is okay. It's not too bad. But always be aware that there might be a 1 to 5 too. And be ready for when that basically happens. So ETH, okay, right now. Amazing. Now let's go into the stuff that I've been focusing on. That I've been saying, guys, like let's not lose focus here. Okay, a little simple thing as Cardano. Okay, now I gave 2 scenarios. I'm not speaking just back to the thing. 2 scenarios, like the midterm sort of scenario. Okay, with this, literally, we can have a 66% fall right now. If you want to hold Cardano for the next 6 months, and let's say a bull leg comes, okay, your risk to reward is 1 to 2.6. Because yes, it rallies back up to $1. Buying right now. Okay, so it's like, that's okay. That's not really that good. If it comes lower, yes, it gets better. Amazing. But if you want to buy Cardano for a 2-year hold, slightly different. Because now we could go back to the highs of the $2, 2.5, all these sort of things. And I can allow this thing to fall 50, 60% if it's a long-term thing. And that's just worst scenario, guys. Market tanks. Anything happens at any moment. 1 to 11. 1 to 10, 1 to 11 for 2 years for Cardano. See now you're like, whoa, okay. So in the medium term, maybe it's not good. If I just wanted the small run, maybe it's okay. But for 2-year hold, I put in $1,000, $10,000 into it. Not bad, not bad, not bad. And that's not even talking about where it goes above that. Same with AVAX. I'll pop through these quickly here. I gave the 2 quick scenarios. Okay. AVAX, you have the midterm. We go into this little alt season. Max, these coins do 200%. I don't see them doing any more on that just yet. Midterm, okay, 1 to 5, 1.6. Be interested now. Now you're like, okay, cool. Let me zoom in on AVAX now. And if we break this major little trend over here, it's worth me on the next 6 months to make some cash. Because a 1 to 6 is great. Okay. And let's look at the 2-year. 1 to 14. Okay. So dollar costing here, being ready, like now you start to understand. You see, you're starting to understand, what am I trading for the next 6 months versus what am I trading for the next 2 years? Okay. And you can start to see what is worth paying attention to right now. If you look at Bitcoin, why are you paying attention to Bitcoin right now? Because on the medium term, it's terrible. Maybe on the 5-year, it's fantastic. But so what are you bothered about that? You want to focus on the coins that are good. Another example. For the medium term, I like building this for the long-term hold. For the medium term, Matic is terrible. Terrible to be focusing on for the next 6 months. Terrible. Because best scenario, it goes to all-time high. Worst scenario comes down to these lows over here. A 1 to 2.4 risk to reward ratio. I'm not interested. I'm really not. Maybe it goes higher in the future. Then it becomes worth it. So 2-year holds. Okay. 3-year holds. Maybe. Amazing. But on the short term, don't waste your time. Unless it comes down to these. And as this drags, look at that risk to reward. Look how it just gets better and better and better. And that's what you want to focus on. So right now, be honest with yourself. Doesn't mean it's not a shit coin. Doesn't mean it's not going to make you lots of money. Of course it is. But you want a better risk to reward when it comes to your next 2-3-year holds. Look at this one, guys. The fact that you're not accumulating, I know many of you are, but for me, it's like I'm buying a shit ton more of Chainlink. Like a shit ton more of Chainlink. A lot more of it. I really am. Because risk to reward of it, again, this thing comes down 30, 40, 50% of where we are right now. Or to these lows, back to the $5, the $4. And the reward over the next 2 years, I believe it goes back, if not higher, guys. Chainlink is needed. It's a great, great, great company. $40, look at the risk to reward, 1 to 14. On the midterm, it's still 1 to 6, 1.7. So for the next 6 months, pay attention, because if the market wakes up, Chainlink is going to be one of them. It's going to rip. But for 2-year hold, it's even better. And you're starting to now just relax a bit. I need you guys to calm down. It's very important, guys. Very important. You have to prep and you have to survive this. You have to survive this bear market. You have to mentally stay interested, which gets really, really, really hard. And if you don't, you're going to regret it for the rest of your damn life. I'm telling you, you're gonna come back and sit and you're gonna be like, whoa. Like, look at this. BNB, it's not worth it so much just yet. Just yet, it's not. Like, maybe a 1, 2, 3 for the short, amazing. Look at this on the 2-year hold. Whoa, that's a 1-to-1, because you basically have the opportunity of this coming down, which a lot of the coins did. And this can be a Binance collapse, guys. This can be a big problem when it comes to the, like, something happens to CZ or stuff like that. This happens. So on a 2-year hold, if I'm trading Binance, it's part-time. And that's just being honest. And then you jump through all these lists, guys. So I'll go to them quickly, but that's all I want you to do. I just want you to take your token and go all the way to the range lows and put the worst scenario that you think. As far down, and what is the honest risk there? Look, not even Phantom close to all-time highs, 1 to 8. Phantom, pay attention. Solana, pay attention. Thorchain, pay attention. Algo, pay attention. 𝗬𝗚𝗡, pay attention. DOT, pay attention. NEAR, pay attention. XRP, no. Not just yet. Not just yet. It can be good, but a little bit better will be better. But do you see how you finally like, whoa, like, where should I pay attention? Where shouldn't I? Theta, incredibly, like, guys, come on. Theta is still one of the hugest. 1 to 28, 1 to 30. Like, it's incredible, the opportunities there. And then you got your super high risks, your ZILs, all these sort of things. So remember, the only difference you need to do is, if you're looking at the 2-year holds, guys, do me a favor, just do your percentages. Remember that. So like 30, 40% in your low cap, your low risk, 25, 30% in your medium risk, and then like 20% and 10% or something like that. Just make sure you got your percentages right of your actual, and I hope you guys are categorizing it too. Same thing over here. Look at that. ZIL's huge. PBX massive. VET, guys, we're at the bottom range of all of them. The only ones that I see right now, that's why you do your own research, and this can be your own tokens. Let's talk about render, all these sort of things. So let's talk about render for a second. Let's have a little bit of an understanding of where render's at, okay? Okay, so what's your two major, let this just load. Here we go. Cool. Fantastic. What's your two major sort of areas? Let's have a look here. So we've been here. We can go there. Best scenario, we go to $6. Fantastic. Now you take your risk to reward. You put here. You say, okay, amazing. So if this goes here, cool. And if this goes here, that's a horrible. Do not buy render for 2-year hold right now. If it comes down here, and this first reward gets there, cool. Then you can buy more of the render. So guys, it's about, you add your tokens, you categorize your tokens, you put the risk to reward, you jump to the monthly, and you make a decision. You say, this part of my portfolio I'm trading this year, because guys, don't be afraid to. You need to make money when it comes to, if there is a 100, 200% alt season that happens now, we got to make money. So have a trading portfolio, amazing, like a swing portfolio, fantastic. That can have everything. But when it comes to your 2-year now, jump to the monthly, make up your mind, make up a decision. What's good risk to reward, what's not, and where would it be a good risk to reward for you to buy in? Put that in your book. So that's where I want that token. Amazing. And always save money for that scenario in case it basically happens. Very simple. Guys, let's just stay focused. Have a fantastic day. We'll jump in. We'll zoom in tomorrow. Focus on competition trades, all these sort of things. We'll go through all of that. Today, I just wanted to zoom out and just remind you, pay attention for the huge opportunity that's here. Stay motivated. Do cold water swims. Do showers. Do fasting. Do gym. Do whatever it is. Stay mentally strong and do not quit. Much love, Banter fam. I'll see you tomorrow.